What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slasher here. We are back with another music reaction on Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are
HellaDepraved.
And we are back with some more Daughtry.
We are. We're getting close.
I think we've only got like 3 songs left after this.
Okay. All right.
I'm not 100% sure. 3 or 4. 2 or 3. 2 to 4.
All right.
Again, super excited to check this out. The album's been pretty decent so far.
Yeah.
I can only think of 2 songs, maybe 3 songs. 4, 5 songs that I've been super excited about. It's been about half and half, really.
Half and half, yeah. But even the ones that we weren't super excited about were still good songs, solid songs. So, yeah.
But yeah, so this is called Call You Mine. So with that being said, we're going to react to this. If you guys have already seen it, if not, click the link in the description below. Hop on over to all the things. Coming back, we said that because we're commentary, reaction, breakdown, comedy channel. And what that means is we will pause for any and or all of the above. So with that being said, it's time to slash it and break it down. This is Daughtry with Call You Mine.
All right.
Let's get it.
Well, it may sound crazy, turn me away, I get it. But in another time, it was you and me. I could tell you where you're going, tell you where you've been. I can't get enough. Let me tell you, let me tell you. We know each other from a different life. The dreams, the memories, I recognize the way you felt, the way you held me up against you. But I can't call you mine. Keep on coming till we get it right. This place, we've seen it a million times. I won't forget you, can't remember me without you. But I can't call you mine.
It's a tragedy. To feel like you're...
Starstruck?
Huh?
Starstruck?
No. To feel like you're meant to be with somebody. And feel like you know that person. And like you feel like you're meant to be. But then you just can't quite.
Yeah, that would be Starstruck.
I think of Starstruck completely differently.
Well, I mean, you like Romeo and Juliet, Starstruck. But that's just a flat out...
Star-crossed?
Well, yeah. It's a flat-out tragedy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tough. And again, you know, sometimes you do recognize someone on a soul deep level. On the flip side, like, if you can't call them yours, that means timing's just not right. I mean, it is a tragedy.
Right.
It is. But things have a way of working out, and if you never get together, you probably weren't supposed to be together in this lifetime, or the obstacles in your way were lessons that you just were unable to learn this time around. Escape from, learn, however you want to phrase that.
But sometimes, things do work out.
Right. Yeah. It happens.
But I can't call you mine. Yeah. I can't call you mine. I can't ignore the way you looked at me when I called you by your name. If I could make you see.
Now I'm just gonna need you to stop stalking.
Right. How'd you know her name? I mean, unless you're friends, but from the way you said it, maybe not. Yeah.
Facebook.
Right.
He liked all of her pictures.
All of them.
All of them.
From, like, the last decade at once. I am enjoying the acoustic guitar. I'm really enjoying how he brought this back, like dialed back the production in the entirety of it. Like his voice sounds fantastic, but he's not overdoing it with the instrumentals or anything. It's just a very somber song while still being sweet. Yeah.
The way you looked at me when I called you by your name. If I could make you see.
Also, she might look at you strange if you called her by her name and it's not actually her name.
Right.
That's also a thing.
Don't
be
get
careful
that
of that.
Wrong. Yeah. Just,
Very careful of that.
Yeah. Word to the wise. It's kind of like don't buy her exercise equipment on her birthday. That's also kind of a bad idea.
Or house cleaning.
Oh, yeah. For
Things.
Christmas, don't get house cleaning.
Hey, babe, here's a
shit.
broom. Why would you get me a broom? Because I thought you could fly away on it, you witch.
Well, I mean, that's a better alternative to, well, I thought you needed to sweep. Your bullshit.
I would never buy anything needed for Christmas.
I was going to say, how are we ending this? Are we ending this? Are
No.
we just stopping with I would never buy anything?
I have never been that type of person to buy things people need for Christmas because, like, it's kind of your responsibility to get the things you need.
Right. I agree with that.
And I feel like for Christmas, you should get things for people that they want. Now, if they happen to want things that they also need,
more power to it.
That's a different story.
Same for birthdays.
But that's like my kids. I've never bought them clothes for Christmas or
again,
birthdays.
because you expect to clothe them.
Right.
Yeah.
So I usually get them stuff that they'll have fun with. Because I also remember being a kid.
And getting socks.
And opening up a gift and being like, oh,
right.
another pair of pants.
I mean,
Oh,
here's the other thing.
shirt.
Like, maybe don't wrap it.
Right.
Like, that's another thing. Like, again, because of sales and so on and so forth, getting clothing and whatnot can be cheaper around then. Maybe make it a stocking stuffer. Or, you know, something where they're not opening, like, this big old box that they get excited about, and then all of a sudden it's a whole outfit. I've done that before. Had the big box that I was excited about because it had some weight to it. I was like, oh, this might be something I wanted that year.
And it was a chest.
It was an outfit.
Oh.
Yeah. Like with the key and everything. You know?
Call the locksmith!
Right.
There's going to be 5 people that watch this and get that joke because they're old enough to.
Loxley and Beckel. Yeah. It was in Hatch Made in Heaven. Or in Paris.
Sorry, now we're just going to quote this movie. We're not going to tell you what it is. We hope you know it.
Although I really kind of want to break out into song right now. So let's listen to more
Although
Daughtry.
I know what we're probably not going to sleep to tonight.
Right?
Your name, if I could make you see, you stop hiding in this way. Hey, so come and get me one more time. Tell me the lies I tell myself. Won't you tell me? Won't you tell me? Tell me. We know each other from a different life. The dreams, the memories.
That took a turn I wasn't expecting.
Is this a song about, like, your stalker?
Like, I'm... Okay, so come and get me one more time, right?
Fuck off.
The kitten is confused, too. And then tell me the lies that I tell myself. So are these, like, the lies about how they can't make things work?
I don't know.
Are these...
I'm now confused.
At least he's not telling her to hit him one more time.
Hit me, baby.
Yeah, because that gets
One more
confusing, too. You know? I mean, if you're literal and all.
Right.
Very confusing.
Not if you're nazzing him.
That's true, as long as you're practicing safely.
As long as you love me. How many more pop songs can I bring up before this is over?
Right. You know, but Riri and Britney did it correctly.
Right.
Yeah. Because Whips and Chains. Yeah. Anyway.
But if you're going to hit me, use the whole
At least
hand,
excite me.
because I want it all or nothing at
Or
all.
nothing at all.
But
right. I don't know how to take this at this point. I mean, like, I get the whole concept, obviously. I think we've all been in a place where we thought, I'm not saying that the reality isn't happening here, but where we thought this person would be perfect for us to be with. But there was something interfering. Distance, another person.
Drugs.
Yeah. You know, just, there's multiple things. But I think if you are supposed to be with that person, things work out.
Right.
Or you have the ability to make things work out no matter how hard they seem. Like, I moved across the continental U.S. at almost 40 years old with no fail-safe, no backup plan.
She likes the age rubbing in there.
No, but I'm saying, like, for the younger crowd that listens, like, things happen later in life. You know, you don't tap out at 25, which a lot of people seem to be under the impression that if you're not engaged and married by 30, like, you've failed. But also that you can't change up your lifestyle, your career, where you live without that family net later on in life. Like, you know, it's okay to move across the country, across the world if you've got your significant other or your kids or your parents or whatever, but it's not okay to do it on your own unless it's for a job, you know, which is not what I did. But I can't lie and say that it was
easy.
super easy. Like, I left all of my stuff behind too. Like, I didn't get it for a full year. So
and then we shipped her drawers.
So, but I don't know, like, what lies are you telling each other? Because if you're telling each other lies, then, you know, probably wouldn't work out anyway.
Right.
I don't know.
And no, I was not looking at my invisible watch. I felt like I got bit again. Our kitty has given us fleas. And I'm not happy about it.
Him.
Yeah, me, apparently.
Minor.
Which is, by the way, weird. Everyone else I've ever dated, they're usually the ones that get eaten alive by things.
Yeah.
I need you to
I'm
have
way
sweeter
too
blood.
salty. Yeah. Mosquitoes don't like me either.
She conjured up these locusts.
It's a
Gotta
plague.
get her that broom
It's
anyways.
a plague upon your cow. Yeah. I mean, like, please. But make sure that it's got, like, a nice flying tip to it and enough substance because, you know, I've got some weight to carry. Like, make it a longer handle, too, because I will train the cat.
I'm going to get you one with the big floofy end.
What, like feathers?
No, just the big floofy bristled end.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just hang it over our doorway. Make a happy hearth.
Arse?
Hearth.
What?
Hearth. Hearth.
Hearth?
Hearth.
Hearth?
No, it's hearth.
H-E is huh?
It's pronounced
Earth.
hearth.
Hearth.
No, it's not a hearse. It's a hearth.
You ever wonder as the hearth goes by? If you may be the next
Don't
to
ever,
die.
don't ever laugh. And he's laughing. So, you know, I mean, keep it up, buddy.
Ah! Good times.
Tell me the lies I tell myself. Won't you tell me? Won't you tell me? Tell me. We know each other from a different life. The dreams, the memories. I recognize the way you felt, the way you held me up against you. But I can't call you mine. But keep on coming.
So using my newfound lyrics, if you never laugh when the hearth goes by, because you may be the next to fly, we could I could do a song like
Still
this.
a hearth.
Hearth.
Yeah, it's still a hearth.
Hearth.
Yeah, you go out there and you sound like you've got some debilitating
Hearth.
cleft lip.
H-A-R-T-H.
That's not how it's spelled, babe.
Hearth.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Maybe for the dyslexic, phonetically.
Hooked on phonics.
Yeah, that's
Fails.
correct. A lot with the English language,
Especially
too.
since phonics isn't spelled phonetically.
Correct. Phonics. Pionics? That's awful.
Paha.
It's Phoe. In it? Yeah. Pahoe.
Something like that.
Phonics. It's horrible. That's what it is.
Hee-ho!
That's what it is, yeah.
Against you, but I can't call you mine. But keep on coming till we get it right. This place, we've seen it a million times. I won't forget you. Can't remember me without you, but I know that I can feel it. Can you feel it? 'Cause I can't let go. No, I can't walk away. Can you feel it? I can feel it, yeah. So I won't let go. No, I can't walk away. I'll never walk away.
There's this dark side of me that thinks that
Just
should
the
have been the
side?
song played at the end of Notebook.
I don't have a dark side. Yeah.
Whatever. You don't have a light side.
I don't have a dark side. Like, I'm sorry, but that's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny.
It's a good movie. She doesn't agree, but
No.
I enjoy it.
It's sappy. Anyway.
I like sappy sometimes.
I know, baby. You definitely have a dark side. Yeah.
It's slowly taking
I
over.
fulfill the other.
As I get older, I get spiteful.
I round out that, blessed black side. That's great. And our cat follows in my footsteps. She's definitely something wicked this way coming. I love this song sonically. Again,
I'm just confused about what the lyrics are
lyrically,
fully
I
about.
really like this. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Lyrically, I really like this, and I really like if it just fit that sort of tragic sense of feeling like you're supposed to be with someone but not being able to. I would be okay with that.
There's
but
somebody
there's-
who I feel did it better, if that's the story they're going with. And that is, I believe, 112 with Your Letter.
Okay,
I don't know if you've heard that song.
I have, but I don't.
But it's basically a guy reads this letter and thinks that this girl he's been in love with for the longest feels a certain way about him. And then he realizes the letter's not for him, it's for his friend
Yeah.
at the end of the song,
Ouch.
which is depressing.
For him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but then again, it could just be they both feel the same way, but they're not making things work out. And again, sometimes there are life events, obstacles, or whatever that could, preclude getting together no matter how hard you try. But on the flip side, what I was going to say is soulmates don't just have to be lovers, partners. So, I mean, they can be your best friend. They can certainly be, just opposite sex but a friend. They could be, I don't know, some people find a pet that they consider. So soulmates doesn't imply that you're lovers. If you're talking about like twin flames, stuff like that, that's a lover. But so, I mean, you may have this sort of sense of deja vu type stuff, and obviously it sounds like he definitely loves this person. But I'm just not sure, like, I don't know. Love doesn't always conquer all. That's a storybook line. But on the flip side, like, I'm just not sure why in this song. Like, I feel like there was some confusing lyrics in there, and therefore there's not enough context.
Right.
But, I mean, it's an enjoyable song. I just hate being confused. Like, I'm fine with feeling some kind of way with a song. Like, I want to feel some kind of way. Confused is not one of those ways.
Right. I'm going to add on at the end of this, but...
Never walk away. Never walk
All right. So, I'm going to first lead off by saying, granted, I understand your side of the soulmate discussion and things like that, but I definitely think this song is written in the tone of wanting to be with somebody that you love.
Definitely.
Now, a lot of times, and we had touched on this earlier, a lot of times it's more about timing. Sometimes things just have to fall in place for things to work out. And granted, there's things you can do to kind of push things along.
Right.
And stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of the issue with people that may find somebody that they consider their twin flame, soulmate, whatever. I feel like a lot of the things that hold people back is a lot of people have extremely unrealistic expectations on things. Prime example, I hear thrown around a lot online, like in a know your worth scenario. And it's like, you always see things where people are saying it's okay to have certain specifications that somebody needs to reach to be with them. And while true, I mean, that is your prerogative, I feel like you're also fully holding back on possibly finding that one person that can make you happy.
Right.
Prime example, I have seen some people go online and be like, in order for me to be with somebody, they need to make so much money a year. They need to look a certain way. They need to do this. They need to be able to do that.
Right.
They can't do this. They can't do that. And it's like this list of millions of people, which granted, obviously you do need to dwindle that list down.
Right.
But a lot of you have this unrealistic expectation of people. Everyone's going to have their faults. Everyone's going to have their pros, their cons. It's more, what are you okay with dealing with?
What are your priorities? Yeah.
Um,
And I will say, a lot of those lists, from start to finish, are very materialistic. Very. And if you're looking for a soulmate, and you want to be happy, and you want true love, and that, you got to get rid of that list. You just, materialism is not the answer.
Mm-mm.
What happens if the love of your life was all those things?
Because trust me, I wish
I was a princess into
she was a princess and had millions of dollars
That
and
would
a
be
castle and ponies. Not ponies. Dragons. Definitely dragons.
Definitely dragons. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not a necessity.
Yeah. It would be kind of nice if you were, a centuries old immortal that had slowly accrued worth, and now we're worth billions, and
Also true.
had the fountain of youth and so on and so forth. But
So if I was Elon Musk, basically, just
that's
me.
that's maybe like if it were you, like you threw his name in there, and all of a sudden I'm
just saying I'm pretty sure he's a vampire.
You G'd me out. Okay, so no, but that's not the way that you're gonna be happy. Like what I was gonna say is, what happens if the love of your life, the person that you were supposed to be with, that you were fated to be with, however you want to look at that, had all of that stuff, went into the army, let's say, came back, PTSD, he's a veteran, you haven't met him yet, and due to all of these unfortunate series of circumstances is now homeless. Like, that is the one person in the world that could make you happy for your entire rest of your life, and you discard him because he no longer fits your materialistic parameters. Now, granted, that's a very big scenario right there. Like, that is, but I'm just saying, like, you're not allowing yourself to make an actual connection with a human being if you're putting up this sign of, like, they have to do this, that, and the other. Now, there are certain things, obviously, that are red flags that you can have on your list of they should not do this kind of stuff. Totally fine. Like, they follow you around. They take pictures of you through your window. Stuff like that. Try and avoid. However, they need to make X amount of money. So many of us are struggling. Like, that's just, if they're motivated enough to match you, if they support you, I mean, you don't want to bum on your couch necessarily, but, right. Money's not everything. It's just not.
Now, this leads to another thing. I can actually, in a completely different way, 100% relate to this entire song.
Right.
But again, remember earlier I stressed timing. So, I'm going to tell you guys a little quick story. Her and I have talked about it. She probably has no clue exactly what I'm going into yet until I start.
Okay.
So about 9, 8, 7 years ago, I used to have this reoccurring dream. I didn't have it every single night, but I would have it 3 to 4 nights a week for about 6 months, where I would be walking in some sort of woods, park, zoo, leafy setting. And as I would walk down this pathway, I would see the silhouette of a female standing in front of me. And as I approached the silhouetted female, they would turn around, kiss me, and say something along the lines of, like, I've been waiting for somebody like you my whole life, or something else extremely cheesy. And I would have this dream, again, 3, 4 nights a week. And again, this was also during one of the darker times in my life. Because dreams like that are great, but they're also depressing.
Because you wake up.
Because you wake up, right? So, one night, I have this dream, and I approach said person in my dream. I'm like, look, I need you to stop. Like, I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are, but I can't keep going through this. It's an every night thing. I was like, when the time's right, I'll find you. But right now, I need my freedom. And I never had the dream again. Now, this is where shit gets weird. And you hear some couples talk about stuff like this, and I swear to God, you would never believe it until it happens to you.
Right, yeah.
So her and I are talking one night, And
This is when we were just still talking over Discord, too.
yeah. Her and I are talking one night, and I don't remember what got in the conversation about our dreams or whatever.
I think we were talking about our writing. It somehow tied into, like, I don't know, but yeah.
But I tell her this dream, and she got quiet. Like, you could hear a pin needle drop quiet. And at that point, she tells me she also had this exact same dream,
Well,
roughly,
kind of the opposite,
around the same time period,
right?
but from the opposite perspective.
Just being, like, in the woods, waiting for someone. Not lost in the woods, like, just waiting. And then, yeah, waking up before seeing any features, anything like that.
So sometimes it's just timing. Sometimes a lot of times you just have to go through life, learn the lessons that you need to learn in life.
Which, by the way, suck. Like, not gonna lie. I mean, you live, you think you love people, you do love people. A lot of times this connection that you think that you have with someone isn't really. Like, honestly, people are wired to see the grass is greener on the other side. So the more obstacles that are thrown up in between you and the person you're obsessed with, because at that point it is just an obsession, the more you're unwilling to let go. And I mean, he said he wasn't going to let go. And that could either be really sweet or it could be really destructive to both of them. And I say that because it doesn't allow either of them to fully get on with their lives. And if they're not meant to be together in this lifetime, they're not. Right. And that means that they do need to sever the tie, because say this is because she's married. That's not fair to her husband. It's not fair to the kids if they have them. It's not fair to her because she feels divided. It's not fair to him because he's obsessed and not looking for anybody else, and nobody else lives up to his expectations. I mean, it just becomes toxic. It's just obsession and destruction at that point. And a lot of times you'll see that if those couples do, say, start an affair, get a divorce, which, by the way, is normally the appropriate order. Get the divorce first. Split up from the person, get together. They don't last because it really was a surface level obsession that they convinced themselves was that much deeper.
You know how many of these scenarios lead to murder?
Well, or just domestics, or... But again, if you are truly meant to be with that person, like, it's okay to realize timing's not correct, step away, live your life, do your thing, do what is going to make you happy, you know, date around. You might find that it's an obsession. You might find that 10 years down the road, you guys meet back up and you're both single. You know, I mean, stuff like that happens all the time. Somebody moved out of town for college and shows back up a decade later, and what do you know? High school sweethearts, or, you know, are reunited. It's just one of those things that, like, you have to let it be for the time. Now, if it is something that you can work out in terms of, like, moving, getting a different job, like, if you are not able to compromise in terms of what you can do to make it work, then again, you probably wouldn't work out as a couple, because it is compromise. No matter how on the same page we are, like, he has kids, I don't. So I had to be the one to compromise and move my ass out here. You know? It is what it is.
And then, like, I have to compromise with her Among Us legs.
I am perfectly
Proportionate.
suited for your height, sir. And I am perfectly proportionate. Thank you very much.
She's a normal person. A little on the short side, which I love.
You're a little on the... We're both perfectly average, is
Also
what it
true.
is. You're the average height for a male. I'm the average height for a female. And honestly, it works out without any neck straining.
Right.
That's I just can't wear heels.
Right.
Yeah.
Big heels.
That's sort of subjective. Yeah. Anyway, I do love this song. I really do. There was just, a little bit that's confusing to me about it, because honestly, it does sound more like an obsession that they've convinced themselves is true soulmates, but it's gonna be destructive to both of their lives. It's gonna be an obstacle to moving on and being happy. And after meeting you, I do think people have that opportunity out there to be happy with someone, to have an easy relationship with someone, to, have a sidekick and best friend and all wrapped into one. And like, it just makes me sad when people get caught up in these tricky scenarios that can be diluted in terms of working out in the end, and they don't live their lives. And honestly, if we hadn't gone on and lived the 7-8 years in between the dream, like, that's a shit ton of lessons that, by the way, I wish I hadn't had to go through, but life had other plans, and if we hadn't gone through those, we probably wouldn't be quite as compatible as we are. So there is that.
It's like Kim Kardashian going on a date with somebody else wearing Yeezys. Did you see that picture?
No, but that's some sort of kind of baggage right there. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, your metaphor is fucked up, but true. Like, you can't carry baggage from the past into the present.
Have you seen her ass? She's been carrying baggage for years.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying one shouldn't. We've all got our past, we've all got our traumas, but you've got to try and get over
Her ass is so big, it's always in the past.
Right.
It lags behind her.
Well, that's unfortunate for her in finding true love, but considering what I've seen so far, she's got that materialistic list a mile long.
Also
and, true. Probably needs to work on that. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Again, it was a beautiful track. I really like how he scaled the production back. The acoustic sound to it. Just the way it was sung was gorgeous. I really like the lyrics. This will be one that I listen to. I just feel like this is more of a tragedy than anything else. And I don't just mean that in that, oh, I can't be with the person I love type tragedy. I mean, like, you need to move on kind of tragedy, I guess.
Right.
All
right, so with that being said, if you guys like the video, slash the like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, comment down below. What did you think of Daughtry? Call me you mine. Call me you mine. Call you mine.
Call me maybe.
That's where I was going with it. Also, comment down below
Apparently.
if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
With that being said, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see Depraved people later. Bye.